Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast. Fighters for truth, justice, and the Ninja Troll way.
Yeah.
My name is Tim Dixon and I am joined by Mike Worth.
Hello to you, Timothy D. And to our Ninja Troll Nation. We've got a Mentos and Diet Coke level of goodies today on the Ninja Troll Digicast. It's going to explode.
That's cool.
Stand back. We're going to first, in our second hour, we're going to explore the multiverse with the countdown to Final Crisis Part 4, which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
We had an amazing 2 weeks of new trailers and new episodes, including the Game of Thrones premiere. Which I know
watch it?
Of course I did. What do you mean? Hey, I wouldn't say it if I didn't watch it.
You never know.
You know.
Oh, I know.
And we did get some sad news this week about the Inhumans movie, so we'll find out more about that.
But there may be more to that. There's
I
a lot
hope
of
so.
theories running around about what that could mean.
Well, right now I'm sad
Yeah.
because I want some Black Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Bummer.
Right. But in our comic rack, we're going to learn the identity of the central character in the Civil War II event that's about to come out.
It's always just been a new character. They never have given us any information on who it was.
So we're going to find out more about that.
Yes.
And we're going to get a 1,000-page Archie comic for their 75th anniversary.
That's pretty substantial. It's going to be a huge comic.
Every Archie book is like, damn. There's like it's like a Sudoku book. There's like a million puzzles. Who has time for that?
It's Archie.
And we've got some really exciting upcoming events that we're going to be at this month in a few weeks. And we got some new merch on the Ninja Troll store.
Speed.
New T-shirts, new cell phone cases, all sorts of things that we're going to post on the Facebook page.
Cool.
And here is Timmy Joe D with tidbits.
All right. Yeah. This week, or actually last 2 weeks, because we didn't have a show last week, and for that we apologize.
Yes.
David Tennant, the Doctor, it turned 45. Chloe Bennett, Sky, or actually now Daisy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She turned 24. Jennifer Garner, who played Elektra.
Yeah.
She is 44. Seth Rogen is 34.
Damn, he's a child.
And really rich. Emma Watson turned 26. Hermione. Andy Serkis is 52.
Precious.
The king of motion capture.
Yep.
George Takei is 79.
Nice.
Hayden Christensen is 35. Tom Welling is 39. Which that surprises me. I thought he was older than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you think about Smallville went off the air, what?
10 years ago?
At least, if not more.
Well, then he would have been in his 20s.
Well,
that makes
yeah.
sense, right? Young Superman.
Maybe it does. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking
It's amazing how math works.
about. It is amazing to me. Channing Tatum is 36. The $6 Million Man, Lee Majors, is 77.
Ooh.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan, and the comedian,
Yep.
and Batman's dad,
Yeah.
just turned 50. Jack Nicholson is 79. And I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
There's quite enough.
Happy birthday.
And someone on Reddit actually counted all the lines of dialogue for Henry Cavill in Batman vs. Superman. And he spoke 42 times.
Why? Why is that important?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they were pointing out that he wasn't as strong a character, or central of a character as he should have been. Because this was technically, it was originally billed as the sequel to Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were saying he's just kind of there.
He's like the other peas in the Black Eyed Peas. We're not quite sure what they do.
Exactly, yes. He is a pea.
I'm a pea.
And David Tennant and Matt Smith, the 10th and 11th Doctors, respectively, actually appeared together for the first time at Wizard World NYC 2 weekends ago. After a panel discussion, they actually took pics with fans, and David Tennant even cosplayed as Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor.
Oh.
So he got dressed up like Peter Capaldi.
And people probably went, what?
And they tried, from what I saw, they didn't just, when Stan Lee was at Heroes last year. It was like you bring him, you put or you stand next to him, they snap the picture,
Snap,
he
move
goes.
on. Yep.
They actually tried to personalize each one. They did something different in each one, and they would like that, change costumes and try to make it actually special for each different person.
How long did that take?
Oh, I'm sure it took forever.
Oh, I bet.
But just the fact that they're willing to do that is pretty cool.
That is cool.
And the fact that you have 2 doctors there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's a picture that you're not going to get.
Nope, especially if they're in like inverted costumes or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah, or he's dressed up
cool.
like the 12th Doctor. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And Helisy, a company named Helisy, has released a levitating Death Star Bluetooth speaker.
Oh my God!
I need this.
And it's $200.
It's $200. Yeah, and
That's
it has
bad.
it has a base that has the Imperial symbol on it, and it floats above it and spins.
Oh my God!
And I'll assume the speaker part is the dish on
Whoa.
or maybe it would have to be like on the top of it, because then you'd have sound like as it
It'd be a
spun.
Leslie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be bad. But they have a non-levitating one that's available for about $50.
Oh, cool.
So if you don't want to spring for the levitation, you go for just a regular one on the stand.
I'd hang it by a string just for $50.
Still levitate. Yeah. So, and Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan dropped into a screening of Civil War in Phoenix. Can you imagine that? You're sitting there watching a movie, and all of a sudden they show up.
Hey, what's going on? You guys are watching a movie or something?
Watching a movie or something? You may give me some popcorn.
Yeah, I was the Human Torch.
But yeah, that would be so cool too. And the fact that they do stuff like that, I think, is really, really cool.
Well, Ryan Reynolds did it, right? Didn't he like show up to the thing?
Yeah, and stayed for forever. I mean, he like had this party with them and
no
all this stuff.
other film genre has fans like this, like science fiction, superheroes, stuff like that, where people would be like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Like if I went to a movie and it was like a rom-com and like Paul Rudd was there, I'd be like, "Oh, cool, it's Paul." But I mean, he's Ant-Man, so
He's
it's hard
Ant-Man
to
now, so
voice.
that doesn't. Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, there's so and so."
Jennifer Aniston showed up or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as big of a deal to other, like you say, to other genres,
Right.
as it is.
Well, there's culture. There's no
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston culture. At least there isn't now.
Well, yeah. There should
Maybe in the 90s.
There should be.
Yes.
And Peter Mayhew tweeted out. He's been doing this recently a lot. He's been tweeting out pictures of the original script.
We still try and get paid, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
For a New Hope. And he tweeted out a picture of the original script showing that Obi-Wan was originally supposed to live through the movie.
Oh.
So I'm not sure where in the process they decided that he needed to get axed, but in the original script, he was supposed to live through the fight with Darth Vader.
Wow.
That would have changed
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And someone has edited together Abraham's best lines from The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's great.
Or as Chris Hardwick calls him, Abrahamlet.
That's good.
And they've
good.
edited everything together, and it's 15 minutes of pure genius.
Well, he's king of the metaphor.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And actually, he and
Do you make pancakes?
he and the guy who plays Eugene,
Yeah.
were actually saying that on set they have kind of a little game to take two completely disparate words and throw them together in some kind of, like, they decide, okay, what two completely unconnected words are you going to go throw together to make like an exclamation? So
Wow.
they're actively coming up with crazy stuff for him to say each time.
Right.
So,
I bet a unicorn's butt that this is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's genius. That's what it is. And Prince William and Harry actually filmed cameos for Star Wars Episode 8.
Really? Like as what?
As
themselves?
Maybe they're royalty.
Okay.
Hey, if I could do it, if I was royalty and I could be in Star Wars, I would.
Hell yeah. I would. Yeah.
And the guy who played Gregory Goyle in the Harry Potter movies, the
Crabbe and Goyle.
Crabbe and Goyle, yeah.
Yep.
The minion to Draco Malfoy. He's now an MMA fighter and just won his first fight.
Well, he's a big
So
dude. He's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he really is a bully.
Yeah.
But
That's who Harry transformed into when he drank that potion, right? When he stuck around,
because he was the bigger one,
right?
Yeah,
and then Ron was the crab, the shorter guy. Yeah,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, he's an MMA fighter, so
that's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's your tidbits. Now let's take a look at our movie and TV news.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's the movie and TV news on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, we're going to jump right in with movies. Very exciting. Netflix has ordered a standalone Punisher series as a spin-off of Daredevil. Yeah, it is.
I put that in the wrong section, but it's breaking news. We just saw it just a little bit ago, so I got excited and I put it in the wrong section. My bad.
You're always stepping on my opener.
I know.
All right. Well, real movie news. Willem Dafoe. Right? Yeah. Our very scary Green Goblin from the first movie, I believe it was.
Yes.
Has been cast in Justice League Part 1, so the upcoming film.
But they haven't said, they said he's a good guy, which is odd.
Who's it going to be?
But they haven't said who it is at all.
I really hope they do some Golden Age heroes and like sort of do a torch passing.
That'd be kind of cool.
Like if the team was like, yes, we've set all this up and blah, 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 and now it's your turn or something. That'd be really rad. But Willem Dafoe is a great villain. I hope he makes
That's
a
my
good
thing.
hero.
It's like he's so known for being an awesome villain. How's he going to be at being a good guy?
Yeah, he was pretty lame as Harry Osborn.
And will it be a good guy that morphs into a bad guy? Because he was so good at that over the top goblin persona.
He really was.
He stole pretty much every scene he was in.
I mean, that was
the Goblin.
Yeah, that performance was like getting close to the sort of Nicholson, like where they really, or even Hamill's version of the Joker. I mean, his tricks. I mean, it was kind of in that level. Where you're just kind of scared of them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's like, what's going to happen? But he'll be in both halves of the two-parter, it seems. Yeah. So for the Justice League Part 1,
it's a pretty substantial part.
Yeah, I would say so. And he'll live. So maybe
obviously.
He'll be good in one and bad in the other.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That may be something that happens.
Last time we left our heroes. We got 2 new TV spots for Civil War, focusing on Team Cap and Team Iron Man. And I keep seeing this thing pop up on YouTube and on ads. It's like an interactive ad for Civil War 2 that you can like click on and choose kind of who you want to be with. And there's a little, if you want to be team whatever. I don't know if they're voting or taking a tally, but it'd be interesting to see like what people think so far.
Are falling through where it's all falling. Just
some trailers, and then to see after the fact what they think after the movie. Like, are they still the same? Like,
that would be cool.
What the polling looks like. But we got a really cool chase scene with Bucky, Cap, and Black Panther.
Yeah, they released a lot of stuff last week. That was the TV spots were basically like 30-second showing the team
action. Yeah,
and then they released the chase clips that were just crazy awesome.
I think this is going to be an excellent movie.
Oh yeah,
I mean. It seems like X-Men and Civil War are really kind of fighting for first place as far as grabbing our attention and wanting to get our dollars as they come up now. But they're getting, at least me, very excited for these movies.
Oh yeah.
I hope I don't want to see too much. I think you can over trailer, and that's like Mr. T, you can over gold, and that would
you can never over gold.
You never saw I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Did you ever see I'm Gonna Get You Sucker?
I did.
Remember their friend overgolded in the beginning? First it started as one chain. Yeah. So those are exciting, and I think we posted a whole bunch of those up on the Facebook page. We did see though one where Spider-Man is catching a punch from Winter Soldier. Right?
That was crazy. Yeah, he caught the punch like nonchalantly. So this huge bionic arm that Winter Soldier has, he swings. And Spidey just catches. Not only does he catch it, he's just like casually, "Hey, you got a metal arm! Yeah. Awesome!"
Right.
So it's
he's powerful.
He's very powerful,
and he's very young. So it's going to be very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But we've known this about Spider-Man. I mean, you see him in the comic the first time he crunches the pipe as he's trying to climb up the wall.
And and there's been a time in the comics where he in Civil War he broke Tony's arm through the armor.
Oh
yeah. When they started to
Scuff.
bump heads
Right.
about him leaving Team Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his arm through the armor.
Oh man.
So Spider-Man's very powerful.
Yeah. And we're seeing now, thankfully, and it's good that they're using the MCU heroes as a sounding board, right? So it's like, so Winter Soldier can do that. We've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
He can punch the shield out, and like
Exactly, yeah.
and take down a door or something.
And if you look at the trailers we saw, there's one point you can see scratches on the shield.
oh
There's from
yeah,
Black
from
Panther.
T'Challa, yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh man, I can't wait to see that fight.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
It's going to be really good. So we also did see, this was a very important one, Captain America as a pallbearer in a funeral. So that's eerie because we know the
depends
fate
on-
of Cap.
But who was it? I think the director at one point said it starts with a funeral and it ends with a funeral.
Ugh,
So
dangarang. Too much death. Too much death and dying for these types of movies. And Jon Favreau is returning to Marvel Studios as an EP on Avengers: Infinity War.
that's pretty cool because he directed the first Iron Man at least, maybe the
Yeah.
second one as well. I don't remember.
Well, there's all this hoopla about like him because he's not only was he Mikey in Swingers, right, which is sort of where he
course.
got kicked off, but he's really been pioneering a ton of this digital cinema stuff with Avatar, with Iron Man, and I suppose with these upcoming movies, there's going to be no doubt. That's why they're bringing him on.
Yeah.
He's a great director, but he has a real hand on the pulse of technology.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. We did get 2 new trailers, which I didn't see, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, featuring our boy Stephen Amell as Casey Jones.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. And it actually I don't know if they've changed them that much, but they don't look as creepy as they did in the first movie to me.
And people were
It struck me as they were just really creepy looking.
they had like warts and nastiness, and
Yeah.
they're a little too real, I think.
Yeah, a little too turtley.
Yeah. Right. It's like I don't want you touching pizza. Like you're like
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the rat that stole the pizza in that video. It's like, all right, you
But
can have it.
They seem to a little more cartoonish because let's face it, the people that are going to see this watched the
kids show.
watched and loved the kids cartoon.
Right.
So yeah, making it more that way is a good thing.
I got to say the Turtles have undergone maybe like half a dozen new looks between their TV series, comic book, and movies in the last decade, I'd say. It's hard to recognize them still, like from back in the day, from even Eastman and Laird, like their first issues to the cartoon show.
That's one thing they're doing in that Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. each issue they're doing a variant cover that Eastman is doing.
Oh, cool.
So you get the real old
school gritty super ink.
Yeah, super ink. That's a good way to describe because it definitely has a heavy hand on the ink.
Yeah, but a lot of her.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's full of her. I feel like that might be the inspiration for the 90s.
Yeah.
We've got it all wrong. It wasn't Image.
The Turtles did it.
Yeah. The final X-Men Apocalypse trailer was released, and apparently a certain animal is coming to dinner.
Yeah. That look the end of it. You get to see the claws. You didn't see him, but you saw who was it? It was Cyclops. Somebody came in and says, "You guys been busy in Cyclops because we had a little help." And all of a sudden, you see the hand and the claws pop out. So, and this could be like a recent Weapon X.
Person.
Yeah,
right.
When he just came out of the Weapon X program and just got the adamantium. That could be him.
I mean, that costume's pretty cool. It's all cybered out. He looks like a Borg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with everything he had implanted there.
Oh,
but you don't see anything but his hand and the claws. So it'll be interesting to see how much of Wolverine is in there. Is it just going to be a cameo? Will he just drops in and maybe that could have been them busting him out of there.
True.
Then he freaks out and leaves.
Right.
So that could be all it is.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I'm actually getting really excited. I was underwhelmed when the trailers first started.
But when they announced the Horsemen, right, we started seeing more costumes. I think it really all the pieces fit together because it felt too disjointed from what we know about the Apocalypse story.
And they've ramped up when we talked about this before about trailers. You have the first one, then you ramp it up on the second one, and then the final one is usually the go home one, to where you get everything is full on, and that's what's going to put butts in the seats in theaters.
You reach out and you go to Fandango and you or Larry's movietickets.com that Timmy likes to go to.
It's movie tickets. Can't be
Lord.
simpler.
Yeah, okay. Looks like Craigslist. And there's a rumor that the next X-Men movie after the apocalypse is going to be the Dark Phoenix saga, which would be awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Because then we get aliens. We'd get the Shi'ar Empire.
You open up the cosmic
in a huge way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But then you're messing with cosmic side, which is on the MCU.
Yeah.
So that's.
But they could also do. They could tone down the cosmic elements of it and just kind of
have it come to Earth, the Phoenix Force.
And that's and that's basically all the explanation you need is just it's a alien force and it came here.
Yeah. Well, if you've never read the Dark Phoenix saga, it's from the 80s. I think Neil Adams drew it.
No, it was who did?
Was it Ramita? There's a great the red costume. Like, it was first.
Yeah, they redesigned everything. Claremont was
Chris Claremont
was the writer. John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Okay, it says.
Oh,
hang on, wait for it.
All right, we got to know.
Yeah,
this.
it was John Byrne. John Byrne. Claremont and Byrne wrote it together.
Cool.
And then John Byrne was the artist.
Nice.
So right there, that's going to be.
So this is great, great story.
It's going to be stuff.
Which they almost blew and wasted in X-Men 3, which was kind of bad.
It was,
it was a waste. A little bit of bad news, but you were saying maybe there's a better silver lining to the story. The Inhumans has been removed from the MCU schedule.
A lot of people are saying that it's very possible that points to an agreement between Marvel and Fox to say the spot for Inhumans is now going to be an X-Men movie or a Fantastic Four movie.
Whoa.
That is just conjecture at this point.
Okay.
But
From you, or is that a source?
No,
that
I've actually seen it online that people are pointing that out, that's a possibility.
Okay.
Because they haven't cooled off on Inhumans
no
at all, but they're being used on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. Mm-hmm. So you may get a big Inhumans event, but as part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And they have no problem crossing TV movie. So
yeah, they're not seamlessly across the way they used to be.
Oh, really?
Apparently, they're two separate entities now because there's two different people in charge of them. I read that the other day.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I see one more Battle for New York newspaper clipping on a wall in Daredevil, like,
oh yeah,
then sorry.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, they're linked.
They're linked, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool. I think that'd be nice. I really like the Inhumans. It'd be fun to see them on the big screen and see Black Bolt. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters from back in the day. But also, Marvel is making the creative decisions on Spider-Man: Homecoming, so we're going to start to see some releases, I guess, of costumes and all sorts of things.
Kevin Feige actually said something about making the creative decision, so everybody went, "Oh, okay, yeah." It is them making the calls. And
nice.
I forgot to put this in here.
What's that?
But Robert Downey Jr. confirmed to be in the Spider-Man movie, Homecoming.
Whoa! So a whole new studio. So he's going to go over to the Spider-Man, to the Sony side.
Yeah, he's going to be in that. Yeah, and that shows you right there. It really is a deal. I mean, I think Sony is now simply distribution. I think because Marvel's because Kevin Feige is obviously in charge of the creative decisions of the movie,
and he's been an
Robert
MCU
Downey Jr.
person.
is going to be in it.
Right.
It's obviously driven by
the core Marvel team. Well, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have silos and that can go really wrong.
Yeah.
Shifting now, Batman: The Killing Joke. The trailer came out for that, and it's R rating.
Yeah.
It looks pretty dark, pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, very dark.
And the voices, right? Once we heard the voices, right? Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, we were like.
And yeah, and this was like a text conversation between Mike and I earlier in the week. It was like. Other people have done them, and they've done fine.
Yeah, good.
But when you hear those two,
you get the tickle.
You're like, okay, that's who should be doing it. Period.
Right.
It's. I mean, other guys have done okay. Like who's the guy who does has done Batman's voice on the Justice League? Is it Will Arnett?
I don't know.
That does he he's actually a comedian. That
Will Arnett from SNL.
yeah, I'm pretty
Really?
sure that's him that's been doing the voice for the Justice League stuff and stuff like that.
Will
he
Arnett.
does
Yeah.
he does great.
Mm.
But when you hear Kevin Conroy, it's like, oh, dude,
He's got
That's
he's
it.
got a little octave in there that like makes it you feel it. You're like,
yeah, you feel it, and it scares the crap out of you. Just him. That's the voice Batman should have.
Well, that's how Batman spoke for 10 years.
And
I mean, how long was
exactly the animated
on?
series and other stuff he did afterwards.
Yeah.
When
Right,
it was
DC movies.
when it was on, the animated series was actually on. I was in a comic book store in Pineville, I believe, and it was the guy up at the counter. There's always a guy hanging out at the counter.
Of course there is.
And they're having this conversation about the animated series, and the guy was going, yeah, I understand he has to use the Batman voice when he's out in public, but why does he use it when he's just in the cave with Alfred? And I was heading out, and I just went, you ever think about the Batman voice is his real voice, and the Bruce Wayne voice is the fake?
Pretending, yeah.
And I just dropped that little bomb, and I headed out the door. It was just like, just chew on that.
That's
Because
great.
I still,
Damn, Timmy.
I still
Mic drop.
always, exactly, mic drop. I always stand by that. Batman is the real person. Bruce Wayne is the mask. It's not the other way around.
All right, you're getting deep on us here.
I am.
All right.
I do that.
No, that's incredibly smart. I mean, I would say that that's a great way to. I mean, is the secret identity? Like
The secret identity is just the
it's
cover.
really that's the craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the little bit of insanity, or a lot of bit of insanity that he has.
Right.
His real character and his real person is Batman.
Wants to kick your ass.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we had a new Suicide Squad trailer come out, and we got a glimpse of Harley's Jester suit.
I never saw it.
I
Even
didn't either.
when they put the picture up and said, "Oh, look right here," I still don't see it. So
It could be the red dress, blue dress,
maybe
gold dress.
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
but-
I like I said, even when they posted the picture and said, "Oh, look, you can see it right there."
I mean, it'd be cool, but I like her new look, so
Yeah.
I'm not mad or dying for
Yeah.
it. Well, Idris Elba has revealed a little information about his character in the new Star Trek movie, Star Trek Beyond.
Yes, that's been a big thing that people was like, okay, is he an established
Federation.
species?
Yeah.
Like, and some people was thinking that it was like a reimagined Gorn,
Oh.
but he just shot all that down. This is a completely new species we haven't seen, but he has a lot of issues with the Federation.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if it will be like the last name of a famous family, like the Kardashians. That would be
No, but
sad.
Again, he said this is completely new, but he said not everybody out there in the universe thinks the Federation is the good guys.
Yeah. Well, a good portion don't.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be exciting. I'm been dying for a new Star Trek series, and I really hope this does well because it's been a long time. And
I know this is the movie,
this is the
Batman
movie.
Beyond. We still don't have.
You say Batman Beyond?
Did I?
You did.
Oh, whoopsie.
You got it in your
Star
mind.
Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
Talk about a Freudian slip there. Yeah, this is the movie that's coming out. And also saw something with what's the guy who plays Scotty who actually wrote
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. He came out, and because a lot of people complained about the first trailer, and he said, okay, that's just the first trailer. You don't always get a good feel for the movie from that. Calm down.
Yeah.
So,
Calm down. Yeah. Well, that'll be exciting. Nathan Fillion will be playing Simon Williams, a.k.a. Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Dude, I just hope
That's cool.
he has the glasses. Yeah.
And like the
Hollywood Wonder Man.
Yeah, hey.
Maybe
Versus
we'll get
the-
like a West Coast Avengers.
We were saying that. Yeah, that could be really cool. I mean, I remember when Wonder Man was bad, like early
Yes.
on in like he had a horrible costume.
Yeah. He was in a recent animated thing. I think it may have been the Iron Man
Okay.
animated series. I think it was called Armored War. So he was
like Armor Wars.
Tony was in high school. He was like the high school genius engineer, and he became. It was almost like Spider-Man. He became the superhero as he had to also deal with high school and stuff like that. And Rhodey and Pepper were classmates.
Seriously?
So it was a little different, but it was still a decent series. I think
Okay.
on that series, they had Wonder Man, and he
Constant.
was he didn't have a corporeal body. He was nothing but
Energy or something?
energy.
or-
Yeah, I think that may have been that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a different take on the character, and he blamed he either blamed Tony or his dad for making him like whatever accident caused him to be that way. So Tony had to fight him and then try to help him. So
the same starting out bad, becoming
Basically,
good,
yeah.
like Cliff Barton and
yeah,
or Black Widow, that sort of story. That's pretty common.
yeah,
Well, that'll be cool. We're excited for that movie.
yeah.
X-23 is rumored to debut in Wolverine 3, which is we're hoping is an old man Logan story.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're
set in the future, so it kind of
he kind of
leans towards that. Yeah.
Yeah, the healing factor. We'll see. They're casting for a Caucasian, Hispanic, and Asian-looking females over the age of 21, a height of 4 feet to 4'11". Damn, that's short.
Yeah.
And a size of 0 to 4. That sounds pretty real.
Yeah.
And Richard E. Grant has been cast as a villainous mad scientist.
Because you got to have those.
So we're going to have probably who was the person who headed up the Weapon X project? What was that scientist or whatever?
Oh,
is that who that might be? Or
I don't know, but if we did that, it would have to be flashbacks.
because wasn't who was it? Was it that what's that actor? He's an older guy, right? Didn't he head up?
The guy who played Stryker in the movies?
Yeah,
because Stryker was the
he the coordinator or
Yeah.
military coordinator?
Yeah,
But
but
wasn't
I
it like a
don't think that
doctor
was-
who
yeah. There was a doctor that
that Logan has like memories of and
yeah. Let me look here. See, Professor Andre Thornton.
oh
Oh, here's the one that we're thinking. Abraham Cornelius.
okay
That was it.
okay.
And
so that'd
he
be interesting
actually-
to see.
He had. Yeah, he showed up in the Death of Wolverine miniseries.
Okay.
He was the big bad in that series. Because I didn't quite know who it was. I had to stop reading and Google
I'd find out.
and find out who he was. Because it's stuff like that. They just assume
Oh, yeah.
Wolverines. So they just go, it's Dr. Cornelius. Oh,
This is why Stanley
hell's
used to
that?
do the wrap-up page,
Yeah.
the recap page. It's
Yeah.
gone. It's because of the internet.
yeah. You can
guys.
just stop and Google.
Yeah.
So you ask the Google.
Yeah. And last bit here for movie news. The upcoming Tomb Raider film has its Lara Croft in Danish actress Alicia Vikander, who was also in the Ex Machina movie.
I don't know her.
She looks good. I saw a picture of her. She's a brunette and tough.
Works.
And
Yeah.
I think she'll do well.
Cool.
I never saw Ex Machina, so I don't know.
I don't have it either.
But that's where Savage. Well, no, not Savage. What's his name? Poe Dameron, that actor, was in Ex Machina as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess he built his sci-fi career there.
Okay. Yeah,
So
she
let's
does
shift over to TV news, right? Get out of the way. So Jackie Earl Haley has been cast as the Terror in Amazon's The Tick.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. I mean, I just the fact, and that was Jackie Earle Haley is the guy who played Rorschach.
Oh, nice.
In,
In Watchmen movie.
And the fact that they're doing the Terror is just awesome. The Terror is, if you don't know the Tick,
I feel like when this comes out, I'm not going to see you. I'm going to text you. It's going to be 3 days
I'm
will go
gonna
by.
be gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be just watching that.
I'm returning your text for justice.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be difficult to deal with. The Terror has been like the world's greatest supervillain for decades, for like 80 years. So he's like 100 years old, and he still holds a grudge. At least in the cartoon, he still held a grudge. He got into a fist fight with Teddy Roosevelt, and he still held a grudge against him. So at one point, he built a robot spider, crawled up Mount Rushmore, and punched Teddy Roosevelt's face in the nose.
Awesome.
But yeah, he's always running around. He's hopelessly out of touch.
Yeah.
Because he's running around saying, 22 skidoo and the kid's got moxie. and stuff like that.
I'm seeing a picture of him where, like, when he in his heyday, where he's standing with Stalin and it says "Thumbs
Yes.
up for evil."
Thumbs up for evil. That's right. Yeah. And he had on the animated series, with the episode he was on, he actually had a guy who looked like Stalin
Really?
and wanted to be a supervillain. So he introduced him as Joseph Stalin. He was like, "Oh, I'm not actually Joseph Stalin. I just look like him."
Yeah.
So, and they had the man-eating cow,
Oh.
Terror from the Heartland, and there was somebody else. The human ton. That was it.
The human ton.
He was
the tongue.
No, ton.
Ton.
He weighed 2,000
nice.
pounds.
Okay.
And he had a hand puppet that did his
His emotion.
hit his thinking for him. Basically, he was the brains of the operation. So yeah, I cannot wait for this show. I absolutely love the Tick, and the fact that Jackie Earle Haley is playing the Terror is off the
Sold.
chart good.
You're done. I'm gonna give this a try. I like the Tick. I mean, I even kept an action figure that I gave to Timmy
Yes.
a couple of weeks back, and he was more excited than I was when I first got it. So, and I think I was 8. So that's he loves it.
Yep.
Shifting though to Doctor Who news, they have cast the new companion Bill. She will be played by Pearl Mackie and will replace Clara Oswald, played by Jenna Coleman, who exited at the end of season 9.
Yeah, she was done at the end of season 9. There were people that were thinking, because this will be the last season for the showrunner, whose name escapes me right now, that she might come back just to finish out his run on the show.
And then,
But they're gonna go ahead and get a new companion, and the clip that they released, like a little clip where they're basically, she's just met the Doctor and she's trying to figure out what's going on, and there's Daleks around the corner, and she's like, "Okay, what is that?" And he says, "It's a Dalek," and she's, "Oh, what's that?" It's a Dalek.
yeah,
That's the only explanation.
yeah, you can't really sum it up like some sort of death machine.
And,
but
and he basically, he's telling, okay, if they find us, we will die. So please be
follow
quiet.
me. Yeah, follow me if you want to live.
And she was actually wearing a shirt that was the mock-up of the inside album cover from Purple Rain.
Yeah.
That had the face split. Her shirt was that.
Oh, awesome.
So it was. They must have. I would assume that was like they shot it after he passed away, and that was her tribute to him.
Could be, or it could be just
because it was a couple days
amazingly
after.
circumstantial.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it was just happenstance, that was crazy.
that's
crazy
a real fan.
coincidence.
They were sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe we did that on the show. It happened. I'll never wear my Prince shirt again.
That's right.
Yeah. I'll never wear my Stevie Wonder shirt now. He's all we got left. Yeah.
But she looked really good, and her interaction with the Doctor, and that's the whole thing.
Do they have good chemistry?
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the companion. They're kind of the
Sounding
human
board, right?
anchor and the sounding board for the Doctor.
Yeah.
So they have to have that chemistry, and it seemed to be there. It was
good.
It was
I
just
don't know
like
what a Dalek is, so I gotta.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
the-
Google it.
Yeah.
Folks, you should have just saw Timmy's disappointment come across his face.
No, it's
weed
okay.
now.
I understand. Up until like last year, I didn't know what a Dalek was. Now I think they're hilarious.
Shame on you.
I actually found one in at a store one time, and it was one that you could push a button and it would make noise.
Mm-hmm.
And the Daleks are always, it's a robotic voice that always exterminate.
Yeah.
I found one in a comic book store that would do that, and I sat there in the aisle for like 10 minutes hitting that button and just giggling because I thought it was hilarious.
I can't wait to see that security camera footage at your trial. Iron Fist, the upcoming show, has cast Jessica Strout and Tom Pelfrey to play siblings Joy and Ward Meacham. David Wenham has already been cast to play their father, Howard Meacham. The kids were friends of Danny Rand, who is our hero, and have spent their lives building Rand Enterprises to its current standing in the world, and their work is put in jeopardy when Danny returns.
So I know very little about the Iron Fist
Me neither.
mythology. So
I've just
apparently,
seen him with Luke Cage fighting before.
yeah,
That's it.
apparently Danny Rand, his family has this company, and I believe his parents pass away, and then like it says there, they're kind of in charge of the company, and they've been busting their butt to make this kind of company successful. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Playboy comes back.
Yeah.
So they're like a little miffed about that.
That sounds like Ollie Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited about that show. I mean, I've been keeping up with Daredevil. I finished Jessica Jones. I mean, I like that world. It's really good. Another thing that I'm very excited about, the upcoming Twilight Zone reboot coming from CBS has a writer and a director for the pilot. Ken Levine, or Levine, depending on how you say it, creator of BioShock, will write and direct. Also, Interlude, a company that makes Choose Your Own Adventure, probably the book that got me, through to taught me how to read, style of short films, will be a production partner, allowing the viewer to change and adapt the story based on what he or she feels. So at the end of a section, it'll say, go to page 9 if you want to live, and then go to page 10 if you don't. And, that's sort of how that goes. So it
seems like it's going to be more of an it's not just a show. It's going to be like an interactive thing.
Like this stuff happened in the 90s and the early 2000s and then kind of went away, and then we just became normal again. VR and those sorts of interactive things are starting to come back. Like I was telling you about the Civil War ad that was clickable and stuff. I haven't seen that type of content in a long while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because
it sounds like, with that information, it kind of seems like it may be heading for the CBS All Access service.
Whatever that's CW has C.
I think it's called CBS All Access.
All Access.
Where the Star Trek show is going to be.
Damn.
So, I mean, because it's going to have to, it's not, like I said, it's not just a TV show.
Right.
It's going to have some type of interactive element to it.
That's exciting because Twilight Zone's such a twister. To be able to take us through different areas, I think would be really cool. And Supergirl.
This was 2 weeks ago. We had the finale.
Right.
Of Supergirl,
which I did not yet watch.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No, I haven't fully watched it.
Well,
it's okay. You can.
It's guest star that week is Superman's boots.
I see it here in the rundown, and I'm dying to know. Like, what was it, a decoy?
No,
Did he forget him?
He comes in, but he's affected by Myriad. Then he doesn't recover as fast as everybody else. So you see, like they're in the DEO, and we can't really explain why your cousin hasn't recovered. And in the background, all you see is like he's laying on a slab or a
table.
But all you see are his boots. So they're just. I mean, they have to be creative with a way around not showing him,
right?
And explaining why. Okay, Myriad. If something like Myriad was going on, he would be there. That's not something he's going to ignore.
No, not leave it to her.
Yeah, so they have to explain away. But I just thought it was funny that you just kind of always saw his boots in the background. That was all.
They're going to tease that forever. For us to
before
see
he
Superman.
I think at some point he will show up.
Yeah, but, that was the Smallville method, right? Was to sort of keep us at bay until the very end.
Yeah.
So that was the finale. So this is season 1. It has been signed up for season 2.
It has it?
CBS, I assume so.
I assume so.
It's successful.
They left it with a big cliffhanger. A ship crashed that looked just like her pod.
Ooh.
She pulled open the pod, and you don't see who's in it, but you see her face go like is shocked. And she said something. I can't remember what it was she said. But so it's left going, okay, who's in there? What's going on?
Maybe it's like another version of her.
Could be.
Yeah.
That actually happened in the comics.
Oh, really?
The pre-crisis Kara showed up post-crisis.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was very weird.
And she was dead.
It was complicated to follow.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But I like that they actually addressed the fact that the only reason Martian Manhunter is in handcuffs is because he wants to be. He didn't want to be. Because they were, and they have that was like kind of a recurring thing this whole season. Them asking for permission from the DEO or the army or whoever to go and help, and that was the same kind of thing. John was asking General Lane, "It's like, you need to let me help." I was like, "Why are you asking for permission? You're Martian Manhunter." And then that was the thing when Lane said, "Okay, we need all hands on deck." John just looked at him and said, "Bink," and popped the cuffs.
Oh, nice.
He's like, "Okay, I'm fine. I'm glad they finally addressed that." Listen, the only reason I'm allowing you to hold me here.
Yeah, he's a principled guy. It's gonna exactly. He'll do it to the end.
But he made sure that he was looking dead at General Lane when he did it, so he knows.
Yeah, you can't hold me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's cool. I guess we'll look forward to that. We'll be next year, I assume, or maybe in the late fall.
Yeah.
And we'll get the reconnection to that season.
Mm-hmm.
In Flash, we had the villain this week was Griffin Grey, who was like a super strong guy who like aged every time he used his powers.
Yeah, kind of creepy.
Which was cool because like Barry is powerless right now. He's been depowered since the last episode when Wells helped Zoom drain his speed into a big shot.
That really shocked me. I thought there was some kind of plan.
Oh, to like totally make it
look
negative
like
energy or something.
Yeah. When he actually was depowered, I was shocked.
Has that ever happened in the comics where Flash has
I'm sure
run it down? And
yeah, I'm sure at some point.
Is it not going to charge back up? That's what I don't get.
I don't know. And that may be I don't know how it works.
Well, we got a glimpse of the fact that they're going to try to reignite him with the lightning and chemicals. Like they even showed the setup where he's in like a big hangar thing where they've got him all stretched out.
They're going to
on a
rebuild
roof.
the particle accelerator.
Right.
And then, I think that's where we get Wally.
Oh, because that's the origin of because when you told me that Wally basically went through the same thing.
It was the exact same accident.
I mean, and when I saw Wally go talk to Joe in the lab, I was like, it's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
And then they walked out. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, but it's set up to where Wally idolizes the Flash now.
Oh, they've set that up greatly. When they met and stuff, the way they could pull that off without Barry being fast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool. Wally spoke from the heart, and he's not a punk anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to show his like true heroic sort of.
And he goes between whether he calls Joe dad or not depends on whether he's told him what he wants to hear. Like when he wouldn't set up the meeting with the Flash, the next time he sees him, he calls him Joe. Then when he says like he comes in, he calls him Joe. Then Joe says, okay, I'll set up the meeting. Then he calls him dad.
But this was a really great episode. Lots of nods. I think we're getting towards the end of the season, so they're going to Easter egg us up. Mm-hmm. So we got Griffin Grey, who was a Bart Allen villain, right? Mm-hmm. The third Flash. And then we had Ace Chemical, which instantly I was like, that's Batman. Yeah,
it was very like a Joker heavy because you had Ace Chemical, then you had like an abandoned amusement park.
Yeah, right. It was
a very Joker heavy
to be like a Gotham story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then of course the Dwarf Star alloy, right, which is Ray Palmer.
Mm-hmm. So it was interesting to see they do still remember him.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to me. It's like, okay, are these people completely out of the timeline where nobody remembers that they were born, or
it's still there?
Yeah, they're still there,
some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. Which I think is really cool because I really am liking what's his name who plays Ray. I mean, he was Superman.
Yeah,
in Superman Returns. He's awesome as Ray Palmer. He's got the boyishness. Yeah. And so we think then that well, I guess the big thing in the episode was Caitlin meeting Killer Frost, helping her get out of that cage, and then we saw Zoom come up and just assassinate her.
Yeah. And he phased through Caitlin to get to her.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was it was
a cool scene.
Every time we see Zoom, he does something new.
Dying.
Other than what?
Other than dying.
Yeah. But we still don't know who's the man in the mask, right? He says, like, if you try it again, he'll die.
Yeah.
Right?
If you try to get him out, yeah.
So we're going to finally see who that is.
I think that's supposed to be the finale is when
we'll get finally who that is. Mm-hmm. That's good. They're killing me with that one. I really want to know.
Yeah.
And it's and then I guess Greg Berlanti, right, says that they would never make Jay into a baddie and says that we should keep watching. So perhaps the real Jay Garrick will be.
There was a lot of people that were really upset, Mark Waid being one of them, that Mark Waid, who wrote The Flash for years and years and years, there was a lot of people that were upset that they had made Jay Garrick into a villain.
Well, the moment I saw that, I thought of how awful in Iron Man how they made Mandarin.
Yeah.
where they basically made him a puppet and he wasn't
It
anything.
ruined the character.
Because it could have been awesome with the rings.
And that's the thing, that movie, Iron Man 3 could not recover from that. The rest of the movie could have been pitch perfect, dead on, awesome.
But you take
and you cannot,
the most important Iron Man villain.
You can't recover from that.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's hope they don't fall the same fate, and we get Jay because he's a beloved Flash, and I don't see why. This would be a big disruption, I think, to the mythos. But other things that went on, we're going to see obviously perhaps Wally very soon. We saw in the that Wells is going to help Barry do this and try and reconnect him to the Speed Force, and that I guess Dante of Earth 2 Reverb. We're going to see sort of, I guess, Cisco evolve.
Next week, Rupture is the villain. He is Reverb's Earth 2 Cisco brother.
So Dante on Earth 1.
Dante on Earth 1 is Cisco's brother, and, obviously not a supervillain. But who we're going to see is Earth 2's Dante.
Cool. Have we met Dante yet?
I think we did. And it's one of those things where
I remember him.
I think we've met him, and he Cisco looks up to him.
Okay.
So he's gonna be issues with how he deals
feels
with.
And right. There's his hero, his brother. But we also got now a mini web series that's looks pretty funny. Chronicles of Cisco. He seems to be locked in the lab. And
have you watched? I haven't watched the second one.
I haven't watched it yet. I just saw the promo.
It's pretty funny because he's there by himself and is working late at night. And doesn't
he shoot the suit?
He does because he's trying to make it bulletproof. Okay. So it's stuff like that, the stuff that he obviously has to do at some point. This is the times that he actually does that stuff.
Well, when he says, "I'll go get on that,"
this
exactly.
This is him working on it. Yeah, and there was one little clip that I saw that there was a noise, so he's going to check out the noise, and he's like, "I'm breaking every horror movie rule.
Never go to the noise."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
So, but it's pretty funny. It's real quick. It's I think the first one was maybe minute and a half.
Great.
So it's not going to take a whole lot of time to watch it.
I hope we don't get a Felicity version. I don't know how well that would go over.
I don't know.
But speaking of which, on Arrow this week, couple big things, right? Obviously, last week we saw Black Canary die, Laurel Lance, which. Sorry, she's my favorite character. Yeah. I wept. It was very sad. I was very shocked. I didn't think that would be whose funeral we'd be going to.
Yeah.
And we got the funeral scene finally. And all the while, which I thought was very interesting, I think they're really doing well with the Black Canary mythos. They had somebody come be an impersonator and steal her tech and the sonic device and basically terrorize
did they ever explain why it worked for her? Because they talked about Cisco configured it to her DNA, so it shouldn't work for anybody else. And it was more powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it made Ollie fall back and threw him across the room when she screamed at him.
He has earpieces that protect him, so that she could use it without him being taken down too. So somebody worked on it. But I like the your descriptor for her. Was
after her
Canary.
Slack Canary, yeah, because when she did that dismount over that fence at the beginning, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, she's the last person picked in superhero dodgeball. That was not a good dismount, lady. So yes, Slack Canary is my name for her. And again, she's my favorite character, so I can talk trash.
Yeah.
So Laurel's finally laid to rest, but then Barry shows up,
speeds out,
and he has speed. How'd that work?
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
They know when these are going to air. They've got to line that up better than that.
Because you got to do special effects on it. He could have just walked away, and it would have been the same scene.
Yeah.
He didn't have to speed off.
Yeah, that was. That was. It was a little surprising, and they need to get that laid out better. So that begs right there is okay, when did that happen? Was it pre last episode Flash, or is it post next episode when he gets his powers back?
We have no indication from Flash to know.
Yeah, nobody said anything on the Flash about her dying.
Well, he said Zoom. So it must have been when would zoom, because the last thing that Zoom did was take his speed.
Yeah.
So, anyway. You didn't watch it this week, but an amazing Legends of Tomorrow episode. So the team is in Savage's sort of future fascist world, and they end up saving a few refugees, including some doppelgangers of themselves, like Professor Stein. That's an interesting part. And one of their captors, or that they take capture of, is Savage's daughter. And they work on her to try and get her to sort of see the error of his ways and all that stuff. So I'm not going to ruin it, but a couple of great, huge things. We do get Hawkman back. He's finally come back.
Cool.
He was like a brainwashed troop of Savage.
Okay, so this is from the future.
In their future fascist world or whatever.
So that's a question that that Emma keeps asking that I don't really have a good answer for. It's like, okay, when does he reincarnate? He died outside the timeline.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, he was in the timeline when he died, obviously. But, okay, if he had already reincarnated in that time period, does he reincarnate again and now you have two?
Good question.
So that's a good question, and I don't really have an answer for it.
Yeah, we need to chart that out, I suppose. That's a good timeline project right there. But they reunite, and, okay, so... we really got Hawk Girl this episode.
Oh, cool.
Like, she's got the mace.
Oh, yeah.
And it's powered up. And, like, her moves are awesome. She kicks Savage's ass.
Awesome.
Okay? I won't tell you the outcome because you really should see it. But one of the most amazing parts about this was that this was pretty much the Earth X and Per Degaton story Crisis that we've read.
Oh, cool.
Elements of it were in it because we saw giant robots.
Nice.
Which, if you remember, the Earth X, the freedom fighters, they went up against the giant Nazi robots, right? And then those are in the army of Per Degaton. So we got all those things. And the robot shows up. It catches the Wave Rider as it's flying by. Gideon can't do anything to it. Rip is freaking out. The robot takes it and throws it probably 10 miles somewhere.
Like Frisbee.
It crash lands. And then as the robot gets closer, they're trying to sort of figure out what to do. Martin Stein, one of his doppelgangers, or his doppelganger, actually is stabbed. And then the Martin that we're seeing, who is present in the ship and, half of Firestorm, all of a sudden like goes into shock, and he's like, oh, and they're like, stabilize him.
But if he's a future version, why would that affect him?
We don't know yet. Something occurred where he was stabbed, and something's wrong there.
Something's weird.
Well, you check it out. You'll see, because there's a lot of duality going on in this episode. Okay, but the greatest thing ever, Ray Palmer goes, hey, I'm going to switch instead of shrinking, I'm going to grow. And then Jefferson's like, I don't know, Ray. And then he does it, and Ray grows.
That's cool.
Like Giant Man or Atom Smasher.
Yeah.
And kicks the crap out of this robot.
So
it's a
it
great
becomes
fight.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ultraman.
Yeah. Oh, now you're talking.
I mean, it was that kind of level of fighting.
Awesome.
Because like when the robot falls, it basically levels a whole city at the same time.
Entire city.
So this was a really good episode.
Cool.
And yeah, you should just watch it. I won't tell you about the cliffhanger, but yeah, I think we can next week talk about that because we'll have now what's coming up.
Yeah.
And then lastly here, I'll be quick with the Game of Thrones premiere because I know you haven't watched it yet. We've been waiting. Last season was incredible. There's so many sort of things converging. We're in Westeros and Essos. So last time we left, Jon Snow had been stabbed by his by traitorous comrades. Daenerys Targaryen was almost killed by the gold-masked religious people in the middle of this arena. And during an ambush, and then her dragon came and picked her up, and she flew away, and everybody was like, nice. Holy shit.
Nice.
And then, he burned the harbor at the same time, the dragon. Wow. And, there was an assassination of one of the Lannisters' kids that they just found out about, so now it's all-out war. What's her name? Sansa reunites with Lady Brianna and her squire, and basically she escapes Lord Bolton with the help of Frigg, who used to be the I forget his name now for so long. He was a Iron Islands guy. Who was he turned into a real asshole for a while.
Yeah.
And
then he got the guy captured him and
castrated him.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
He
Abused
gets
him
half a mind
constantly.
to help Sansa. He does.
Okay.
And it's so that guy, Lord Bolton, he's insane. So
Yeah.
there are lots of things converging right now.
Cool.
It's going to be an excellent thing. But the really important thing to note is that this is the first episode this season that has not been based off of a George R.R. Martin book.
Oh.
He's now the show has passed him, and what he's writing is, I guess, happening on TV, or he's taking it in his own direction.
If they've met with him and said, okay, where you're headed.
He said, "Do what you want."
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's like, you can kind of try and figure out what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to tell you.
So it's not.
It's not what he's most likely going to do.
Wow.
So
it's going to be completely divergent now.
Absolutely. So we don't know when that's going to come out because he's been mysterious, but the show's proceeding, and the first episode was good.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
really good. So that does it, Timmy, for our movie and TV news.
All right, coming up right after this, the Comic Rack.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds. Over 200 kids an hour. That adds up to nearly 5,000 kids every school day.
If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. And that someone is you. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because the path to success or failure starts long before graduation day. And the difference between a graduate and a dropout could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
This is the reclusive one, better known as Michael Golden, the guy who co-created Rogue, Nadam, Micronauts, Bucky O'Hare, Spartan X, and many, many more. You are listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Pay attention!
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast. And we got to tell you about some things events we've got coming up. This weekend is a huge weekend for me.
Yes.
Saturday, I've got the Hickory Comic Con. I'll be there. And then Sunday, Charlotte Comic Con in the brand new location.
Cool.
It's actually more of Concord than Charlotte.
Yeah.
But it's Charlotte area, so that works. And then, after that, I think the next thing after that would be Heroes Con.
Is it? It'll be June.
Be June, yeah.
Nothing else in May?
I don't think there's anything else in May.
Okay.
That we have coming up, but we just did make a deal with. Yeah, the next thing is
Heroes.
It's Heroes.
Cool.
We did make a deal with the Shelby Comic Con that's coming up in July 16th. We will be a sponsor.
Yeah.
Of the Shelby Comic Con. So you'll see our cute little ninja face right all over the flyers and everything, and they'll be giving out swag bags at the front desk. So there'll be a lot of Ninja Troll stuff in those.
Yeah, we're gonna pack that with some goodies.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, this weekend is going to be huge. There's going to be at Hickory. That is going to be at the Hickory Metro Convention Center, 10 to 5 on Saturday. Then Sunday. Charlotte Comic Con will be at the Concord Convention Center. Wait a minute, that's changed, hasn't it? Isn't it a hotel?
I'm not sure.
That's right. You're not going to be there.
Yeah.
So you don't care.
Well, I'm going to be in the August show.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It. I think maybe it. Embassy Suites. It's the same address.
Okay. That's just different.
It said the picture of the hotel says Concord Convention Center.
Oh.
But it's actually Embassy Suite.
Gotcha.
It's Embassy Suites Hotel, so that explains that. I was a little concerned there.
Next week on Wednesday, Timmy and I are going to be guests on the amazing Flash Chat video podcast with our friend Just Jess.
Yeah, the local CW affiliate here in
WCCB.
Charlotte, WCCB. They do a podcast each week called Flash Chat to go over the episodes and everything that happened. And so Mike and I will be guests on that next week.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're very excited. We'll be, if you follow our Facebook page, you'll know about it because we're going to be posting all over the joint.
Yeah, and if you're related to us, sorry.
Oh yeah, that too.
You'll know about it too.
Yeah. So that's a look at some of the upcoming stuff. Oh, and our buddies Brandon Padgett from Big Dog Studio.
Yeah.
And you were able to pronounce his last name properly.
Petmezas.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were the guest on Flash Chat this week.
You
can go to YouTube, the CCB YouTube page, and find that and watch that.
Check that
it was
episode.
a really good episode. And
they're a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're our buddies. We love them.
Exactly. Yeah. So that will be coming up next week. And now let's take a spin of the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, this first story is very interesting when we get a little glimpse into backstories in The Walking Dead. A digital one-shot offshoot of The Walking Dead called The Walking Dead The Alien has been released on panelsyndicate.com. The story was greenlit by Robert Kirkman, but it was written by Brian K. Vaughan and drawn by Marcos Martin. It is set in Barcelona, incidentally, where Marcos Martin is from, and where people believe there may be a cure in America. They're going through the same issues, but they think that there may be a cure in America. And it seems to feature the sibling of one of the main characters on the show.
Wow.
Rick's brother.
Whoa.
Yes. He doesn't come right out and say, they don't give the character's last name.
Okay.
But he talks about his brother Richard. Ooh. And he was in law enforcement, I think.
Oh. Sounds like somebody we know.
Exactly. And apparently at one point in the show, Rick talks about he has a brother.
Oh.
I don't remember that exactly.
Yeah. Small detail.
Yeah. So apparently that's like I said, it was signed off on by Robert Kirkman, and nice. If he wants to use those characters, he may incorporate them into The Walking Dead.
That's really cool.
And panelsyndicate.com is one of those places where you can go and you decide what you pay. Like you can download it and then you can pay nothing if you want, if you're a scumbag, or you can say. Here I'll give you $2.99 or $3, whatever. So it's kind of up to you, like honor system. Wow. Basically.
That's great.
We now know the identity of the character at the center of the new Civil War II. The character's named Ulysses. He's a new character and he's a young inhuman with the power to profile the future, and that's where the whole contention, the bone of contention, comes from. Captain Marvel. I think this is Captain Marvel wants to use his power to basically arrest people before they commit crimes. And Iron Man says, no, we can't do that. It's not the way things work here.
Captain America or Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Captain
Carol
Marvel.
Danvers?
Yes.
Cool.
So that's the bone of contention in that.
Interesting.
Then Star Wars will be debuting a new type of stormtrooper in issue number 21 in July. They will be called the Elite, and they will not be the nameless, faceless drones that stormtroopers tend to be.
Wow.
We will see an advanced scout trooper, a sniper, a tech specialist, demolitions expert, bazooka trooper, and a pilot.
Wow.
So this is like almost like special forces, it seems like. So I'm interested to read that. And that series has been so good. It's been great. So
cool.
And the digital only Adventures of Supergirl will be coming to comic shops in May. Fan and retailer demand has encouraged DC to make it into a print series.
Awesome.
And it's a pretty good series.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's set in the world of the TV show.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yep. In this week's Action Comics, the Super League crossover continues as Superman is trying to find Supergirl, who has been missing for some time. Now, with Batman's help, he's hot on her trail, and he's shocked to learn where she is and who she has joined. And she doesn't necessarily want his help.
Whoa.
Yeah, he busts her out of where he thinks she's being held, and she was unconscious when he got in there. She wakes up and goes, "What are you doing? Stop it."
Ooh.
So
Heroin.
yeah.
Super heroin.
So and Civil War is coming to Archie Comics.
Yes.
In the August solicitations in Archie number 10, it's Team Archie versus Team Betty in a confrontation that will impact Archie and his pals for some time to come. And in Jughead number 8, it's Jughead versus Archie and Mr. Weatherby versus a bear. Kind of bad for him, I think.
Yeah, bears are fierce.
Yes. And this week, Archie Comics has released a 1,000-page comic, 75th anniversary bash, celebrating the history of the company.
Wow. So we'll have to have classic stuff in there. There's got to
yeah.
be reprint stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. And then they showed some of the images they released. It has like a gallery of covers.
Oh, that's great.
That they've had.
Well, they're legendary. I mean, and man, the new artwork in some of these Archie comics is awesome.
It's been
really, really tight.
Yeah. But yeah, 1,000-page comic. That's huge.
War and Peace.
That's huge. And we told you several weeks ago about the birth of Malcolm's baby in Savage Dragon.
Yeah.
Now we found out he actually has 3 babies.
Ooh.
By 3 different women. It was a foursome.
Oh.
Yes.
Did they all take the medicine to stay to live?
No.
Oh.
And one of them is no longer with us.
Oh no.
Yeah. And Eric Larson has taken to Facebook to give fans a chance to help name them. So he wants everybody's input on what to name the babies. So yeah, it's an interesting little twist there that there's
little dragon babies.
Yeah, those little dragon babies, and they're also there's a group that are working with Savage Dragon, his father, Malcolm's father, because he's Malcolm Dragon. His father is the Savage Dragon that was originally the
90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicago cop.
Yeah. Malcolm is a cop as well.
Right.
But they're trying to essentially rebuild their species by using Malcolm's DNA and making babies, basically. So it's a whole weird situation. Now we've got, like I said, the one woman who was pregnant. The baby decided he was ready to come out, and not in the best way. Ooh. So she's no longer with us. Ooh. And there's a little naked fin-headed baby running around somewhere.
Wow. We should name that one Ripley.
There you go. Yeah. So we need to go find him. But it's a really interesting series. It's I picked it up probably, I think it was around probably a year or so ago. They hit issue 200. So I thought, why not? Let me pick it up and read it.
You've loved it since.
I've loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's a really good series. Not your usual fare. Like a lot of you'll have a superhero fight, and then he has to deal with other stuff. He's just graduating high school. He is incredibly lucky to have a girlfriend that wants to have a foursome, but then now everybody's pregnant and he's got to deal with that. And
how'd that happen? It's damn.
Apparently,
super duper.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, he's very virile.
I guess
he's a fertile turtle. So
for sure.
But yeah, it's a very good series. So, but that's a look at your comic rack. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to explore the multiverse.
Hi, I'm Louis Black, and I'm a big supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and its mission to cure CF. People ask me, Louis, what's your personal connection to CF anyway? Well, I don't have one. I'm just passionate about finding a cure. The CF Foundation has made amazing progress. People are living longer, healthier lives today because of innovative new treatments made possible through the foundation. But that's not enough. We need a cure, and we need it yesterday. The progress we have made is a direct result of the dedication and donations of folks like you and me. There's still more that needs to be done. Oh, no. I knew it. He wants our money. Well, yeah. I feel like an idiot for asking, but aren't you just going to throw some of it away each week on something stupid? So why not throw some of it our way? You'll feel better about yourself, and I won't have to come to your home and yell at you. Support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and help make CF stand for Cure Found.
Now, it's time to explore the multiverse. On the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, here we are. We're in the misty borderlands where we've been exploring the DC multiverse for quite some time now. And we are in the midst of a big lead up towards Final Crisis, the amazing Grant Morrison story. And the third big crisis. So we are now on part 4, which is in week 39. So we are counting down. So we got quite a bit to still go.
So did these actually, were their numbers reversed?
They counted down literally. They were very much like 0 Hour.
Okay, yeah.
Where they started at the higher end and then 52 and then went there, 51 and then went their way down to 0. So we are on week 39. So every issue cover has that number configuration like the 52 does.
Yeah.
We got a few storylines going on, some comedy, some drama. We have a Karate Kid and a Gravity Girl who are dealing with Oracle. We have the Trickster and the Pied Piper who are trying to escape with their lives. We have a Monitor.
They killed Bart, correct?
They killed Bart Allen. They sure did. Yeah, well, the Rogues did. But they're really taking the fall.
Then had the nerve to go to his funeral.
Yeah, dressed up.
Yikes.
Yeah, like in cloaks. It was very strange. Then we also have Holly Robinson and Harley Quinn who are in an Athenian sort of women's shelter. And then we also have a very interesting group, a Monitor, Donna Troy, Jason Todd, and then Ryan Choi, who are trying to find Ray Palmer. And they are a very sort of interesting force. And in the sort of nether space where all of the 52 monitors meet and deliberate and tell us the history of the multiverse, we're now going to see almost an unraveling of what that seemed to be some sort of senatorial body. It's about to come apart. So let's jump into it. This is week 39. The story's called Do Not Pass Go. So we see Karate Kid and Una, who's Gravity Girl, right, part of the Legion of Superheroes, actually figure out how to break into Dalton Towers, where they find Oracle, and they cross past several of her high-tech traps and barriers. And finally, before they're about to break in, a microphone voice yells, "I want to be left alone." And these robotic, it's Oracle.
Okay.
And these robotic tentacles sort of start to ensnare them, and like they're gonna die.
Yeah.
So it cuts there, and then now we're in the Iceberg Lounge, and the Penguin last time offered Trickster and Piper shelter there, but then he called the Suicide Squad on them.
Nice.
So as soon as he said, "Sit tight, boys," literally the Suicide Squad jumps in and starts to really just kick their butt. It cuts there, and then now the Challengers from Beyond, who's that group I told you about before, who's going into the Palmerverse. They can continue to explore things with a lot of comedy. So apparently you go insane if you witness the shrinking process. So the Monitor is like holding them in a bubble, making that so they can't see out.
Wait, if you witness
shrinking,
then you go crazy?
You go insane. Yeah.
That's odd.
That's what they said. Okay. Yeah, because Jason was like, "Hey, why can't we see out of the thing?" And then the Monitor's like, "You would not survive the view of whatever." So anyway, they land now in a very bizarre, disorienting place. It's very sort of Escher-like, where there's no real up-down. Like the stairs go to the left and the right and inversed. And while they're there, the Monitor reveals that they're being watched. Now we cut to Jimmy Olsen, which is another storyline that we didn't mention earlier. He stops a dude from stealing a lady's purse, and then she immediately kisses him, sending Jimmy into a fantasy about what superhero team he'll have to join. And now that's his new ambition after being Mr. Action.
Yeah, he's still – is he exhibiting different superpowers still?
All the time. And he's worked on costumes, and he's trying to really be a real hero now.
Yeah.
And maintain a secret identity. And that woman, just reinforced his efforts, I think, there by kissing him. So, all right. So back to the Piper and the Trickster. They absolutely have 9 lives. Okay. They escape the Suicide Squad, and they burst into the Iceberg Lounge, right? And Penguin is pissed. And they absolutely get away clean. I mean, they just figure out how to roll tables and stuff. And they stop Deadshot and like Katana and everybody. I mean, it's Croc. Nice. They're all just falling on their faces. And it's really like the hybrid, the like whatever that hybrid vehicle where they do the high speed chase, that commercial where they're like a Prius is getting away from police.
Yeah.
It's exactly what that is. It's like so unexpected, but it's so funny. And I really appreciated that part of the story. So now Holly Robinson goes to question Athena. She finally gets her meeting with the goddess herself about how she runs the shelter. But before she does, she trades insults with Harley about their pasts as criminals, the two of them. Because she's getting a little like, why do you just follow Athena, Harley? Come on, stop being so stupid.
Yeah.
Now in the meeting, Athena defends her want for single women who could benefit from her type of nurturing, which is battle, right? She's like, yeah, we're here to train people. So like, I know you saw that and I'm sorry, but like, we're here to make warriors. So Holly learns that it's not that kind of shelter. And now we cut back to Karate Kid, who now we learn his name is Vol Armor, and Gravity Girl, who's Una, right? They beat back Oracle's defenses, and they find her having at the same time as she's defending her building, she's having a cyber war someone is trying to steal the name and address of every known superhero in all the known databases. And then finally, while fleeing, the Trickster and the Piper run into the Question and Batwoman. It's a really cool scene.
Cool.
Yeah. And the Question like delivers her like, you asked the wrong question.
Renee
Montoya. Yeah. Not the original Question. Yeah. Who's dead, right? He died in 52.
In 52,
cancer. And now we get at the end of the issue, History of the Multiverse Part 11. And this is cool. This is where things start to unravel. The monitors are in hot debate, arguing the fate of the 52 universes, a.k.a. the multiverse. Some say travel amongst them should be forbidden and lethally enforced. Some argue for more humane approaches to transit. We learn about the source wall a little bit more. Most is known about the universes, but some are shrouded in mystery, though they have a representative monitor. Now, what the source wall does is it surrounds each of the universe and protects it protects each universe from connecting to each other by using a flow of anti-life energy. So the way that the multiverses are is they're little pockets of universes, but in between each one, the fabric of it is anti-life energy.
Oh.
So that's Darkseid. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you can harness that, you can shatter the multiverse. So that's what they're alluding to. At least I was sort of deducing. So that's pretty cool. The anti-life energy is cushioning, keeping each universe stable as it vibrates just slightly off from the others. They talk about V's, right, the Forerunner, who can be dispatched to enforce that there is no interdimensional travel. But then this is sort of before what we saw with her, where she went to go kill Jason Todd and Donna Troy in D.C., that great fight, before she then converted to Monarch.
Yeah.
But then another monitor says, we will never authorize to use her, which we've seen her in action already, so somebody did.
Yeah.
And then another monitor remarks that the opposer of that doesn't fully understand the magnitude of the threat that they face. So they're about to have a vote in the next story. So week 38 is the next issue, and the issue is called All Hail. Now, we start off with non-depicted voices discuss what metahuman events are all going on in the space. And they notice Mary Marvel and Zatanna are not related to the other 29 or so. So they're sort of outside. There's this activity not going on with the larger threat in issue. Superman and Power Girl are saving airplanes because, remember, the Amazon war is still going on, right? They're still attacking. And like the president's dead and like all sorts of crazy stuff is going on, all at the hands of Wonder Woman's forces. And the Green Lantern saves the space shuttle out in space. So like you're seeing the heroes sort of do their traditional save the day type things. The JSA is kicking butt at Stryker's Island. That's another fight that's going on. And then meanwhile in Colorado, the Freedom Fighters are stopping maliciously launched nuclear warheads and then hitting the dispensaries out in Colorado for, some special gummy bears while they're there. I'm just kidding. So, all right, we're going to learn more about what Oracle is dealing with that hacker. A giant computer hack is underway, affecting systems all over the Earth at the same time. So that's like affecting. We sort of see how it's now showing up on everybody's radar. And then back on the cruise ship where Mary, Marvel, and Zatanna are, Mary talks about her newfound power being rich yet confusing. They are then attacked at that moment by Deep Six while they're at sea. He's a villain. Oh. He's like an underwater creature dude. And he's a really weird guy. He starts to, as he touches people, he converts them into his like sea creature minions. Oh. And then Mary Marvel is touched by him, but absolutely seems unaffected. In fact, he like kind of goes, "Whoa, what was that?" When he goes to try and convert her. Or is she, right? The question, because something happens, but then it retreats. So did the power beat it back, or did it just absorb it? And she just kind of then knocks him down with one hit, and he's done. I mean, he's a big, sea creature looking dude, and he's threatening, and she just knocks him out. Very Ronda Rousey like. But then Zatanna scolds her for using excessive force. Like, while she did knock him down with that one big hit, I mean, it was like she didn't have to hit him that hard.
Didn't have to do that, yeah.
Because, like, stuff got broken and, people were scared. Now, meanwhile, back in Metropolis, Karate Kid finds Oracle, right, as we said before, and we learn that it is the Calculator who is behind the main attack. So, the classic Batman villain. They taunt each other like we've seen on the Arrow show, like Felicity and he did, which sort of makes it a little interesting. He then says, "Okay, you want to play rough?" And the power goes out in Gotham completely. So now the Question and Batwoman, we're back to them, are sitting there and they don't arrest the Trickster and the Pied Piper, and they explain, Pied Piper and them explain why they're innocent. So this may be them redeeming themselves, because they were there while Barry was or Bart was killed, but it really was all the rogues who killed him. Yeah. So they're not innocent, but they're not the actual murderers. There's others.
Yeah. There were others involved.
Exactly. So it's really funny. So using puppets, the Pied Piper and the Trickster explain that they are FBI agents and that they didn't kill the Flash. It's really funny the way he does it. Yeah. Because he does, and Batwoman's like, "I'm not impressed." Yeah. And there's no expression on Question's face, so you can't tell.
There's no face.
Right. And the Trickster says, "If the masks don't fit, you must acquit."
Oh, Lord.
Very funny. Good reference. And then Batwoman punches him in the face and tries to haul him downtown. And the Question says, "I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I believe him." So that ends there. And then Oracle finally defeats the Calculator with some super hacking, and he is pissed. I mean, she just shuts him down. She's like, "All right, old man, I got you," and just boxes him in, even though now the lights are off in Gotham. Now Zatanna starts to convert some of the sea monsters back to people, but wants to call the Justice League. Mary refuses and hurls into battle, but a mysterious beam comes from the sky and goes through Mary, who says it tickles, but then at the same time kills Deep Six. So she knocks him out, and he, like, while they're arguing, he like kind of is like, "Here's my chance," and then like as she's about to, a beam from on high just murders him. So I don't know, is that another thing from Apocalypse?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Like we've been seeing. Now we're really sorry, but Jimmy Olsen is rejected by the Teen Titans after an emotional exchange with Robin. His powers don't work for some reason when he's auditioning, and he can't prove that he's actually super. He just looks like an idiot. They're like, "Look, Jimmy," and then Robin says, like, "I can level with you because, like, I'm not super, but yeah."
But you're an idiot.
But you're an idiot, yeah. Now, back on the Lido deck, Zatanna attempts to help more people return to human form, but Mary basically just says Shazam and hits them with all the lightning. It's just done. And Zatanna expresses worry while Eclipso watches Mary with interest via a crystal. So Eclipso is now looming and watching, and just like Monarch was looming and watching Forerunner. So there's some people out there who are poaching heroes who are sort of off the path a little bit. Now back, the monitors in the Time Nexus remark that the death of Deep Six has another apocalyptian and new god death in recent times. So that's noted. Yeah. So they get it on the source wall that's going on. They also notice the missing monitor and that Donna Troy, Jason Todd, and Ryan Choi and Ray Palmer are all missing from the multiverse. So they can't find them.
Do they know they're elsewhere, basically.
Exactly, outside of trackable time and space. So that's cool. And then after a victory dance, Oracle finally talks with Karate Kid and Gravity Girl. When Karate Kid reveals that he is actually dying. That's why he's sort of very intent on this mission that he's on, and he's not going back to the 30th century. And we get a big ending with Darkseid as he now schemes to start to talk about the creation of his own multiversal dynasty.
Oh.
So we do end with a short history of the multiverse, part 12 now. So now the debate amongst the monitors turns to scuffles. The hunters of dimensional trespassers, as they sort of are forming as a coalition, are hungry for blood. The raging monitor, the one who's like really sort of like trying to get everybody riled up, talks that each time someone passes through the source wall, a little piece of it starts to come apart.
So they're destroying it.
Exactly. So that's what's really going on, is that like interdimensional travel, while it's good and we can debate about it, it's actually affecting the source wall, which will allow anti-life energy into things and just destroy stuff. Bad. So we're seeing the Darkseid story and that start to maybe want to make sense. Eventually it will crumble and chaos will ensue. This is why this one monitor went and murdered Dula Dent immediately without prejudice. And Forerunner has aborted the mission and sided with Monarch. So if the source wall falls, then we'll have an unpredictable outcome. Basically a subtraction of life itself, as one monitor put it. The Raging Monitor is now calling for a vote to all go out and hunt the 3 most threatening trespassers, Donna Troy, Jason Todd, and Kyle Rayner, who are all anomalies.
Yeah.
And we now have another really big bad, a pissed off monitor. So,
and that's pretty substantial.
That is very substantial. Cool. All right, so this is a quick week. This is week 37. It's called Forbidden Fruit. Just some quick highlights here. Oracle is unable to determine the source of Karate Kid's illness and refers him to a specialist, Elias Orr. Zatanna now teleports Mary Marvel to her home at Shadowcrest to hide out for a bit. I've never seen Zatanna's house, and it's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
It's like the Addams Family mansion / Batcave. It's pretty cool. And while she's there, she offers to teach Mary magic. And the password to get in is, I have some literature to share about the good word. That's how they get in the house.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really funny. And now Donna Troy, Ryan Choi, Jason Todd, and Bob, the monitor, remember they named him Bob, continue to travel through the Nano/Palmerverse in search of Ray. They encounter now a mystic coven called the Sacred Wizards of the Aryanite Temple. All of a sudden, those people take off in a portal after having this giant mega like Black Sabbath ritual with like glowing acolytes and stones and stuff.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And scary bug people just surround our heroes. That's who was watching them.
Oh.
Now we're back to the Pied Piper and Trickster try to hide out in a greenhouse but run afoul of Poison Ivy. She catches them and they are ensnared in an Evil Dead Part 1 type of a way. And I know you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
With the trees. Yeah.
Yep. Not cool.
No, it hurts. Holly Robinson and Harleen Quinzel continue to now bond now that Holly knows the truth about the Athenian temple. And they're in a gym, and Harley like acrobat jump hugs her while Holly is working out in the gymnasium. So they're starting to bond. We'll see how that unfolds. And then we have a really cool scene, really great art with Mary and Zatanna walking through the house. I really encourage you, Timmy, to like see that issue. This is week 37. You really need to just see what that looks like. It's really cool. The house is beautiful. And while they're walking through a house, a mummy attacks Mary. And they end the tour in a huge library filled with magical goodies and amulets and all sorts of stuff. So you know Mary's going to touch something.
That's the downfall of having a magic house. Mummies.
Yeah, you know.
They're running around.
It's, yeah. And then last year we have Jimmy Olsen discovers that Clark Kent is now in fact Superman.
Oh.
He didn't know this, I guess, and he now knows it. And he rips the shirt off of him, like when Clark denies it, to reveal the S. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
My underoos.
And now we don't have any more multiverse stories because it's like the flashbacks in Arrow. We're going to have to just start sampling the show, which, by the way, they did this week in Arrow.
Oh.
They showed a flashback of
stuff that happened on the show.
Yeah,
Yep.
of Laurel. But now we're getting origin stories.
Ah.
So we get an origin of Poison Ivy. And the story chronicles Poison Ivy origin story where she was the protege of the Floronic Man and that he made her into Ivy secretly by dosing her with this chemical. She had a reckless relationship with Harley Quinn, and then one day went crazy and made a super killer plant that Batman had to basically cut down. And so
hit it with a weed eater.
Totally, with the bat weed eater.
That's right.
And next issue here, week 30. Oh, sorry, that was week. Yeah, so now we're on 36. And this story is called The Magical Mystery Tour. And the Atom, all right, Ryan Troy, Donna Troy, Bob the Monitor, and Jason Todd continue their tour of the Palmerverse and run afoul of a colony of aggressive insectoid aliens. The Monitor's tech is somehow jammed, so he's ineffective, and that we stop there. Then Mary Marvel begins her training under the tutelage of Zatanna, but loses her temper and rebels against her teacher. She wants to touch some of the special items that Zatanna say would be like handing a knife to a child. Mary lashes back, saying, "I'm not a child!" And basically, like, Dark Phoenix is out after touching a mystical staff in a glass case.
Yikes.
Zatanna quickly snatches the scepter and says, "You are a child, and you're about to get spanked." And then they cut it there.
Lord.
And I was like, I can't wait to read that part. Now, Mr. Action applies for membership in the Justice League of America, and Batman says at the meeting, "So why isn't this a huge waste of time?" That's very funny. And Jimmy's face is like, "Oh, damn, all right."
That's pretty harsh.
And then we cut to Karate Kid and Gravity Girl try to find Elias Orr, but end up encountering a monster named Ekis instead. Karate Kid basically kicks his ass hard. He's not stopping to take any trash from anybody, so it's all right. The monster scans him during the battle and sees that he has no special tech or implants and is confused why he's having his butt kicked.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah. So as a reaction, the monster cowardice grabs Gravity Girl and holds her hostage. And then Mary and Zatanna battle on in a fierce way. Zatanna uses a genie to try to grab Mary. He explodes, and then Mary goes in for the kill on Zatanna. We stop there. And then back in the Palmerverse, the magic bug people have the heroes hostage. And then now we're back at the greenhouse. Poison Ivy interrogates the trickster and the Pied Piper, and they lie, saying that her boss invited them. And she goes, And it turns out to be Deathstroke.
Yikes.
And he has a sword pointed at them, saying, "I authorize no such thing." And then we end the issue with the origin of Deathstroke, and then that'll end our part here. So he was a soldier who was enhanced to be a super soldier. Joseph Wilson is targeted for his father's mercenary for hire work. Blaming Slade, his wife Adeline shoots him in the eye while aiming for his head. Later, after refusing to take a hit contract from Hive on the Teen Titans, Grant Wilson, Ravager, is killed. Slade infiltrates the Titans via Terra, right, the superhero. She spies on them for him. Then Joseph Wilson becomes Jericho and joins the Titans later. Slade would later save the Titans from the Azarathian-possessed Joseph. And then later Slade's illegitimate daughter Rose would take on his tutelage, and she would later join the Titans and was given what Slade could never offer, a family. And then that ends part 4, and we will continue next week with a couple of cool things. It's going to be more about the ladies in the next few stories.
Cool.
And some more origin stories. So there's a break on the multiverse history. So
cool.
So that does it, Timmy, from the Misty Borderland Lounge.
Your bartender.
Yeah.
The Misty Borderlands. And before we get out of here for the Ninja Troll this week, we want to give you some of our picks of the week. My big one is Battlestar Galactica Memorial. It was a trade paperback from Dynamite Entertainment.
Cool.
It was very, very, very good. It was the original.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
original
TV universe. And they went to an alternate timeline. So you had a little bit of the multiverse thing going on in there as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it was It's a very, very good trade paperback. I think it was one of the ones I got from Comic Bento. I just hadn't read it up until now.
Dug into it.
And one of my picks from a couple weeks ago that I want to rescind, the Neil Adams Coming of the Supermen.
Oh, was it bad?
Stinks. Oh, it's a mess. It's all over the place.
Oh,
it's just a mess.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it looks good, but half the time you're going, okay, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
it's just all over the place. Not good.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to resurrect a pick from a while back just because I saw it come on, but I finally watched it and I loved it. The Flashpoint Paradox animated movie.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix. Watch it. It is awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Thomas Wayne is the funniest Batman I've ever seen.
Cool. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
We're on the tweeters at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
And we're on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you can always visit us at NinjaTrollDigicast.com. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Tim say,
"Let's hang 10 for justice!"
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.